Welcome back to the Law Show. I'm attorney Brian Dailey, broadcasting live from high atop the Law Show studios in the undisputed auto capital of the world, Motown. We call it Detroit, and we call it Motown. Home of the Tigers, home of the Lions, home of the Red Wings, home of some of the greatest people in the entire whole world, including my wife, the lovely Jill. Him here answering all your legal questions at 855-529-7469. That's 855-529-7469. You can also email your questions to questions@thelawshow.com. If you are by a computer, you're going to be near a computer. Tune into thelawshow.com and click on the watch live video. You can see yours truly answering legal questions right here, right now from high atop the Law Show studios in the in the undisputed auto capital of the world, Detroit, Michigan. We call it Motown. We're going to go back to the phones right now. We're going to talk to Gary. Gary, you're on the Law Show.
Hi, thanks. I got a question concerning a credit card I signed up for through Best Buy, and it came in the mail with a HSBC collection agency, and by the time I realized it, I threw the first couple statements away, so I got some late charges on it. So I paid the principal off, plus some of the late charges, not all of them, and since closed the account, I'm still getting billed for these late charges. And I don't know what to do, if I should just pay it, be done with it, or if I got some recourse, Better Business Bureau, or...
I don't understand what your concern is. You got a credit card and you didn't pay it?
It's the late fees.
Well, you got the late fees because you didn't pay it.
Main principal, and I paid some of the late fees, but not all of them.
Well, you're responsible to pay. You're responsible to pay all of them.
Well, some of the late charges got, when the bill was passing through in the mail, I got charged some additional.
Then call him back and tell him that.
Charges.
Did you call him and tell him that
these? But yeah, and it's offshore. It's Pakistanis, Indians, and
well,
they say I still
how much are you talking about? How much is it?
It's only $100.
It's not worth your time. Just pay it. Just pay it and get rid of it. It's destroying your credit. Thanks for calling the Law Show. We're going to continue answering all your legal questions at 855-529-7469. If you have a legal question, there's still time to call. If you don't want to go on the air, follow the prompts to leave a message. I'll get back with you right away. Or send your questions to questions@thelawshow.com. We're going to talk to Julie. No, I think we're going to talk to Robert. Robert, you're on the Law Show.
Yes. Morning.
Morning.
I'm going to make this simple. This was for my daughter. She had a girlfriend from like first grade on for years and years and years. Well, then they got married and they both divorced. Well, then here about 7 years ago, they bought a house together, my daughter and her girlfriend and the kids. Well, after about a year, you know how that goes. It all fell apart, and the girlfriend moved out and quit making payments. So my daughter's kept the payments up on the house. Well, then here last year, the ex-girlfriend filed for bankruptcy and named the house that she didn't owe on that house. Well, consequently, there was not a quick claim deed for that, and her name is still on the loan. So I don't know what she has to do to get her name off that loan.
She won't be able to get her name off that loan. She's got to get both parties to agree to refinance it, or the other party to agree to take the debt and hold her harmless. But that's not going to happen.
My daughter's going to take the debt. See, the girlfriend hasn't paid on it in 7 years, and then last year she filed for bankruptcy, and she put this house in where she couldn't catch up the payment.
So what is it you want? You want her off the loan?
Yeah, we want the girlfriend off the loan because she hadn't made a payment in 7 years, and she went through bankruptcy.
Well, why are you concerned about this? Why does it matter to you? Why does it matter to you?
It's my daughter. That's why.
I know, but why is it? Why do you Why do you care if the other lady's name is on the loan?
Because my daughter got a refinance now because she can get a lower interest rate.
Okay, well, that doesn't require the other person to do anything. She's already given a quitclaim deed, and she's legally not.
No, she did not get a quitclaim deed when the bankruptcy.
Wait a minute. I thought you told me that your daughter's girlfriend gave a quitclaim deed. Is that true or not true? So she's still an owner of the house?
She didn't get a quitclaim deed on the bankruptcy.
She's still an owner of the house?
She's still on the loan.
Well, wait a minute. That doesn't mean that she's an owner of the house. If she's on the loan, that's one thing. But is she a registered owner of that home with the Register of Deeds?
I'm assuming so.
Okay. Well, then what you do is you file a lawsuit against her and ask the court to settle this property. It's what's called a quiet title action. She's not entitled to, that is, your daughter is not entitled to simply take her name off the note or off the house. She's got to get that lady to sign off. Now, will the lady do it?
Well, apparently not. I thought maybe she could go back to the bankruptcy judge.
No.
And have him.
No, nobody can do that. Nobody can do that. You gotta file an action to get rid of the home, and that will bring her in and make her do that, okay? Listen, have your daughter call my office. We'll have her talk to Justin Grove, the same number that you called to get on the show, and we'll take good care of her, okay?
Okay, tomorrow morning. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for calling Law Show. We're going to continue answering all your legal questions at 855-529-7469, but not until next week, because today we're done with the show. I want to thank everybody who's been a part of the show. I want to thank Ken, our engineer. I want to thank Zach on the phones. And I want to thank our producer, Dave. And I'm going to take the last little bit of time, and I'm going to talk to you again about these medical malpractice bills that are in front of the Judiciary Committee of the Michigan House. They're really, really bad. You don't want them. They essentially allow a doctor to come into court and lie and say, I really believed that what I was doing was the right thing. I'm sorry it wasn't, and I destroyed this family, or I destroyed this little girl, or I caused this problem, or I burned up that baby. I'm really sorry, but I really thought what I was doing was right. That's essentially what they're giving doctors the ability to do. Now, I'm not saying every doctor will do that, but probably they will if they're told that if they don't, they're going to be registered with the state of Michigan as having been responsible for a medical malpractice claim. It's a bad, bad, bad thing, and I don't think that anybody will benefit from it. Now, the legislators will tell you that the reason why they're doing this is because of a shortage of doctors. I have not experienced a shortage of doctors. In fact, I get notes and direct mail from doctors in my mailbox telling me that they'd like me to come see them, and dentists the same way, and physical therapists, and everybody's out direct mail marketing. And if there's such a shortage of doctors, you don't need to do any marketing. So that's a fallacy. There is no shortage of doctors. In addition to that, the claim is that malpractice rates are increasing. Malpractice insurance rates are increasing. Well, you know what? That has more to do with bad investments that were made by companies like AIG and recently Chase, losing $2 billion in the market. You know what? The fat cats in the insurance industry and on Wall Street, they go out and they make bad investments. They have gold-plated bathrooms. They have great big huge parties. They do all kinds of things that spend and burn our money. And then they come back and say, oh, well, the lawyers are doing all this. They're the ones that are causing all this. You know what? It's the biggest excuse I've heard in my entire life. And somebody's got to stop it. And it comes to you guys. You guys have to stop it. You have to call your legislators and say, you know what? I'm not in favor of this, and you shouldn't do it. So please call your state legislators and tell them to stop stepping on your rights. And don't forget about the fact that we pay Medicaid, and right now we can go after doctors that cause problems and reimburse that Medicaid. But after these bills pass, we won't be able to do that. I'm attorney Brian Dailey, broadcasting live from high atop the Law Show studios in Motown. I will be back next Sunday at 11 a.m. to broadcast and answer all your legal questions. If you get in trouble this week, or if you want to talk to me, call me, 855-LAW-SHOW.